Hey, how we doing everybody? Matt Modi here with OddsJam, and in this video I have two early bets for you guys to lock in for the NFL Week 14 betting slate. I simply can't believe we're all the way already at NFL Week 14, but here we are. So I'm going to be using OddsJam to find these plays that I really like for the beginning of the week, or I should say bets at the beginning of the week that I like for Sunday. I will say, just to go on a little bit of a brief tangent here, early betting can be very, very profitable over the course of time. Early betting means like getting in on an NFL bet Sunday or Monday for the following week. For other sports that are daily, like NBA, MLB, NHL, it's getting in on a line the night before. The reason why is because the sharper sports books will have their lines updated quickly, and more, I guess I should say quicker than the other sports books. And also the sharper books will have higher limits. So a lot of sports books, and these are even like the ones that you see like the DraftKings, the FanDuels of the world. When markets first open, they will have a limit on how much action they'll accept because they don't want to get taken advantage of. So if they have something initially mispriced, they're not going to let the sharp sports bettors, the sports bettors that are getting a ton of money down, hammer those lines as much as a sharper book would. So if a total opens up at, like, let's say 50, and that's way too high, it should not be that high, the sharp books will let you hammer that down, and it'll reflect the true line of what it should be priced at, like a 47, 47 and a half. Whereas FanDuel, DraftKings, BetMGM, whatever, it'll open up at FanDuel and people will try to hammer it down, but they'll limit on how much action they accept. So instead of going down from 50 to 47, maybe it goes 50, 40, or 49 and a half, 49, 48 and a half, 48, stuff like that. So if you're able to get in on a line early, you can take advantage of those mispriced lines. So I love getting in on markets early. It's been very profitable for me over the course of time for NFL, for all those different sports. So people always ask, I get a lot of questions about, is it better to bet right before the game? Is it better to bet early? The answer is the best bet is the one that you could place at that given time, but I certainly don't avoid betting early. I try to seek out bets early. So for this first one, the play is Panthers +5 against Seattle. Seattle's had a great year. Panthers have had kind of the season from hell, fired their head coach, traded Christian McCaffrey, but they are the mathematical play here. OddsJam calculates these no vig odds to be at about -110, and PointsBet is giving it to us at -107. So this kind of shows exactly what I'm talking about getting in on a line early. So these no vig odds here are pulled from the sharpest sports books in the world, the most accurate sports books in the world in terms of pricing odds. So OddsJam back tested thousands of betting opportunities to come to that determination. So it's not just anecdotally, it's based on math, it's based on data, saying, hey, over the course of time, and recently, or I guess, excuse me, over the course of history in terms of these betting opportunities, these X amount of sports books have consistently done the best job. So we're going to use them to set the markets moving forward. So in this case, those sports books have this line priced at -1, essentially -110. PointsBet is giving this to us at -107. So the gap between those two numbers is where you get your positive expected value from, and is what makes this a mathematically profitable bet. All in all, it's a really good price. We also see that Pinnacle prices this at -121, BetRivers at -114, FanDuel at -110. Then if you open this event page in a new tab, which is what I like to do, you can see where every sportsbook prices the main line of this spread at. So we got it at +5. Every other book has it at 4.5, except for FanDuel, and then of course PointsBet. But PointsBet, because they charge the least amount of juice, right? They're only charging 14 cents of juice, -107 each way. This is a profitable bet. Every other book has it at 4.5. BetMGM, Caesars, DraftKings, Betfred, BetOnline, and that's important because BetOnline is one of the sharp sports books that we use to kind of set markets. Has this at 4.5, as does Pinnacle, and Pinnacle still favors the Panthers at 4.5. Right, we see them at the Panthers side of it at -112, We see the Seahawks side of it at -103, favoring the Panthers side. So all in all, this is a really good bet, really good line, good early line. I would recommend putting a unit on this one. So for me, I put $100 on this one. For those of you at home, whatever a unit is what I'd recommend putting on this one. The next play, we can just get right into it, is the Patriots at -1 against the Cardinals. So this play, not as good of a value in terms of gap between the no vig odds and the bet that we are placing it at. Still a good play though. Even these lower EV percents are still can still be plays that I would recommend. So I don't just inherently avoid them just because they're a low EV percent. You should still look into it and see if it's a good play or not. So in this case, we see 3 books have this priced at -110. So nothing really to glean in terms of the rest of the betting markets. So what we want to do is open this event page in a new tab, do the same thing we did with the previous game, because we want to see where every other book prices it. So we got it at -1, the Patriots, and let's see. We see BetMGM, PointsBet, DraftKings, FanDuel, BetRivers have this at -1.5. And then we see BetOnline, that's important. And we see Pinnacle, that's also important, have this at -2. So most sportsbooks have it half point higher. A couple have it a full point higher. But those couple that have it a full point higher, BetOnline and Pinnacle. And Pinnacle actually favors the Patriots at -2 as well. Now, BetOnline has the opposite. They favor the Cardinals, but still they both have this priced at Patriots -2, and we're only getting it at -1, and we're getting it for -110 odds. So any of those 3 books, you can lock this in at. Another really good play, a second point spread play. So those are going to be my 2 early lines to lock in: Panthers +5, Patriots -1. If you're tailing any and all or both, comment and let me know. I love hearing from the people, even if it's negative. I still appreciate all the feedback. Other than that, I would appreciate if you could like the video, helps me out a ton. Subscribe to the OddsJam YouTube channel, helps me out a ton. But that's it. So appreciate you guys watching, and have a good one.